What's up, Titans fans? I know a lot of you don't really believe that there's a quarterback battle going on, but there was an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback really hyping up Malik Willis. So before we get into today's show, before I tell you what that quarterback had to say, I want you to let me know. Pick a quarterback. Which QB do you think gives the Titans the best chance to win this upcoming season? If it's Ryan Tannehill, spam RT. If you think it's Malik Willis, type MW. You're watching Titans Today. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and what we're going to be breaking down for y'all are the latest rumors going on around Malik Willis, because the hype train for this young man, it just continues to grow and grow. We'll also look at some injury news, some practice notes, some big-time stuff in terms of the offensive guard position, the right tackle position. Find out who's going to be there at right tackle. So let's talk about Malik Willis, because choo-choo! Kurt Warner leading the hype train around the Liberty quarterback. And this is what he said. He has all the tools. When I hear somebody like Warner say that this young man has all the tools, I don't think it's just the athletic ability, because, yes, anybody who watches Willis play football just for a minute, you watch 2 minutes of action, you see that he has the arm talent, you see that he has the legs. But when I hear all the tools, I think of the mental too, which is something that not nearly enough people talk about, and hopefully that continues to develop. Here was a cool little tweet that I saw from Mike Vrabel about Malik Willis. Timing was improved today, liked his accuracy. Today was probably Willis's best day of practice. Ball came out quickly, he worked the pocket, and threw with accuracy to multiple parts of the field. So that's also a part of having all the tools. You can be a good quarterback in the NFL if you want to pepper the middle of the field, if you want to pepper the outside of the sidelines. But when you can realistically go through all your reads, make the correct reads, make good throws, and then also use your legs, I'm telling you what, Willis was my number one quarterback coming out of the draft this year, even over Kenny Pickett, who went in the first round. I think sky's the limit for this young man. And when you look at some of the numbers, now sure, from a completion percentage standpoint, 13 to 28, it's not great. 187 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's one thing that I want to look for in my young quarterbacks. Are you turning over the football? So far, that answer has been no. But also, his ability to run early on, 10 carries, 80 yards. He's got a rushing touchdown, 8.0 yards per carry. His extra element to the offense does go a long way. I'll still probably take Ryan Tannehill's ability to throw the football a little bit better right now, but I have always been a big believer on this. When you add a mobile quarterback to an offense, it helps out your running game. It helps out your running backs. Imagine a world where the Titans' running game is a little bit better. Yeah, that's scary. So here you go. I want you to be Vrabel, because here at Chat Sports, we're always about the interaction. And you know what? I'm actually going to make this the pinned comment on today's show. So you're about to get hit with the YouTube ad break. You might as well give me a reaction. So scroll on down in the comments right now. Why for yes and for no, will Malik Willis start a game this year? My answer to this is yes. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. We'll roll through the schedule here in just a sec. But the reason why I'm confident is going to happen is because Tannehill's going to struggle. And the reason why I say that is because I have followed Tannehill's career very closely. He was a tight end at Texas A&M. Then he became a quarterback with Miami. And any year that there has been pressure on Tannehill to succeed, he's struggled. In years where there really were no expectations, he's done a pretty decent job. Go back and look at some of the playoff games. Some of the worst games that I've seen Tannehill play are games in the playoffs when it matters the most. If you don't think for a second it can be week 1, that first interception that Tannehill throws, there's going to be the birds that start chirping, Willis, Willis, Willis. And I'm going to be one of those birds. Now, if Tannehill succeeds and he plays well, totally fine. Then you're not going to have him out there. I just know Tannehill at this point in his career, he's going to struggle, and that people are going to want to say, hey, well, why not go out there and look at somebody like Malik Willis? Week 1 against the Giants, you should come away with a win, but Bills, that's not going to be an easy game. The Raiders, that's not going to be an easy game. Indy always plays Tennessee tough. Week 5 at the Commanders, okay, not too bad. And then week 6, you have a nice little bye. You can prepare a little bit more. Week 7 against Indy. Week 8 is against the Texans. But then this is a gauntlet. You got the Chiefs, you got the Broncos, you got the Packers, and then the Bengals. I mean, that looks like 4 losses to me if you're not ready to rock and roll. Now, sure, if Derrick Henry's healthy, that is the type of running game where you can beat literally anyone. All I'm saying is this, Tannehill will struggle in a game or two because of how difficult that stretch is. Then you got Week 13 up against Philadelphia. Week 14 against the Jags, not too bad. Week 15 against the Chargers is a difficult game. Texans on Christmas Eve, Cowboys on Thursday Night Football, and the Jags. Again, all I am saying is this, Malik Willis will start a game this season. That's personally what I believe because he's a talented quarterback, and Tannehill's going to feel that pressure. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. We are chugging along. I want to get to 5,000 subs before Week 1. We are 500 away. The other day, we had a team meeting at Chat Sports, and I sat down with producer Jack, who runs this channel here, and we were ranked dead last. The Titans YouTube channel here at Chat Sports is ranked dead last in terms of subscribers. If that doesn't light a fire underneath your stomach, because I love winning, but I hate losing even more than I enjoy winning. So if that ticks you off a little bit, hit that subscribe button, because I know this, Titans fans are not the worst in the NFL. Coming up next here on the show, let's get into some injury news. And the Titans have placed kicker Caleb Shudak on reserve PUP list, which is it big-time news? No, not really, but it is my job to break it all down for y'all. So the placement on the list means he's going to miss at least the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, personally, I don't know if he was going to be the starting kicker. If you were to ask me, I'd probably say no. It's going to be my guy, Randy Bullock, who is just not only an elite. I mean, I've never seen it happen, but Randy Bullock, guarantee, is going to compete in the best with beer bong times, chugging, Fat Randy. Oh, dude, it's all there, man. I love me some Randy Bullock. He's going to be the starter, but I think this just almost, the word I was looking for was solidify, cement. That's the right word. In terms of his job's going to be okay for Tennessee. But it will be something to keep in mind the closer and closer we get to Week 5 when Shudak's back. Coming up next here is going to be a little bit of an update on Dillon Radunz. I liked Radunz when he first came out of North Dakota State. He's definitely had some lumps and some issues, but it's not only him. We're going to be talking about a rookie who was actually getting first-team reps at right tackle. Before we get into that story, if we're talking about Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis, a lot of concentration on the quarterback position. What about the AFC South, though? This division, to me, is realistically between 2 teams, right? The Titans and the Colts. No disrespect to Jacksonville. No disrespect to Houston. But also, yeah, F them, right? So do you think that the Tennessee Titans are going to win this division? When you look at the latest odds here, the Colts at minus 135, the Titans at plus 165, the Jags and then the Texans. Let me know down in the comments why for yes and for no. If you're the type of person where you're like, yeah, the Titans are absolutely going to win this division. The one I always like to say, I grew up with this, put your money where your mouth is. Back it up a little bit. You can talk, but if you don't back it up, what the heck are you doing? So if you believe that the Titans are going to win this division, you see that link down there below. It's called chatsports.com/bet. Our sponsor, BetUS. This is the #1 place to put all your sports bets this entire year. Why? Because of the deposit bonus we got. If you use promo code CHAT125 at that link that you see below, you get a 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? It means if you deposit $100, they're going to give you $125 for free to bet with. You can actually deposit up to $500, get $625 for free to bet with. So if you're a big-time bettor, you enjoy sports gambling. For me personally, if I throw $10 on a game, I am locked and loaded. Tell me something in today's world where you can put $10 down and be totally in it for 4 hours. Yeah, not many things. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you're like, all right, Mitch, I got that free money from BetUS. You can risk $10 right now on Tennessee, and you would win $16.50. Some of you are like, it's not a lot of money. Put $100 down, you win $165. That sounds pretty good to me. All I'm saying is you're going to have a lot more fun watching the games, and you can bet on all the preseason games, all the regular season games. You don't have to just bet on the Titans either. Bet on the teams that you need to beat the Colts, teams that need to beat the Jags, the Texans. That's what I would do. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code, though, chat125, or else you don't get the deal. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here on Titans today. Titans practice news. Nicholas Petit-Frere, the rookie out of Ohio State, was getting some first-team reps yet again. And personally, my evaluation that I had on him when we were first diagnosing a lot of these draft prospects was really good athlete. He's got some upside. Thought he was a little bit too raw. I wouldn't have personally put him out there at the right tackle spot right away, but sounds like he's picking up the offense, and he sounds like he's doing a halfway decent job. That also means bad news, though, for Dillon Radunz, who, again, I liked Radunz when he first came out. He was a nasty dude, but I do think sometimes, and we don't really look at this, I think, nearly enough, confidence, swagger, and a male in general, and then a male in sports, it doesn't get brought up. And for Radunz, when he was playing at North Dakota State, he was beating up on all these dudes. Everybody at the FCS level, he was beating up on them. Well, now he's the one getting beat up on, and I don't think he's handling it all that well. He's been working with the second team at left guard. Never a good sign. Mike Vrabel had some things to say about Radunz, and again, I respect Vrabel. I don't think he was overhyping it at all. He's just giving us 2 cents here. We're really just trying to shuffle some guys around. We've had some guys out and just trying to figure out where guys are going to be best served for themselves and for us. What I really see there is actually pretty simple. He wasn't good enough to start. He's struggled his entire time he's played. We're going to switch his position, and now we're going to put him on second team. That's the translation that I read there from Vrabel. Now, this is going to be the end of the show, and I appreciate everyone who always takes time out of their day to watch all the content we do at Chat Sports. So I've been told I want to see some real ones out there, and if you made it this far in the video, spam real one. The first 10 people that spam real one on this video, you guys are going to get a shout out on our next Titans Today video.